Welcome to the latest Motley Fool scoreboard. I'm on in Chockaballoo, and we've got longtime fools Tyler Crow and Travis Hoyam giving a 1 to 10 rating to a top 50 stock in the primary Hidden Gems database. It's Eaton, ticker symbol ETN. Rate the strength of Eaton's business, including factors like industry and competition. A 10 is invincible, a 1 is hopeless. Both of you have 8s, Travis.
Yeah, it went pretty high here. I think you got to like a business that is a leader in space in things like electronics, and this is an industrial business, but it is kind of everywhere, and that makes it a little bit confusing to look at. They're known for electrical equipment and aerospace components, but they also make computer mounts for offices. They make golf grips. So there's a lot of competition in a lot of these spaces, but diversification is going to be the biggest strength that Eaton's bringing to the table.
Yeah, I went 8 as well, and kind of to go on top of that, it's one of those rare occurrences where it's a diverse company that hasn't really suffered from like conglomerate creep or diversification, where it's like bad returns on a bunch of different stuff. Companies that are often in this many disparate end markets end up making really poor capital allocation decisions, but that hasn't necessarily been the case here with Eaton. The present iteration of the company, or what management says they want to do, is attack things like electrification, digitization, and aerospace, which I think in today seems like a pretty good place to go considering the size of the market opportunities relative to, golf grips.
If y'all want an example of one where we weren't as kind on the business with industrials, 3M would be a good one to go back and look at. For management, a 10 is Warren Buffett, a 1 is Homer Simpson. Both of you agree again with 7s, Travis.
Yeah, a 7, but the real rating should probably be to be determined. Paulo Ruiz took over as CEO over the summer after serving as CEO of Industrials since 2022 and CEO of the whole company. The challenge here is if there's going to be any changes made, if this is a good management team, if it's a bad management team, we're probably not going to know for 5 or 10 years. And you mentioned 3M. A lot of the challenges that 3M is facing today, those decisions were put in place in the early 2000s. So when you have these big diversified industrial companies, it's not like a software company where the CEO comes in, makes one decision. So is Ruiz a good operator or not? We will see. I gave a pretty high rating because the business has done well when he was CEO or COO, but we're going to see how this goes.
Yeah, 7 as well. And, with the absence of tenure or kind of a track record we have with Ruiz, I think, to me, looking at management's pay package, I think gives us a nice little stand-in for what we may expect. And the direction that the board has put out for them, it's basically capital efficiency, grow earnings per share, churn out operational cash and not have a bunch of like working capital kind of clogging up the pipes. I think those metrics tend to lead to better investor outcomes. And so with that, I think it's a good stand-in for what we don't know, what Ruiz can bring to the table.
Incentives are everything. For financials, a 10 is a fortress, a 1 is yikes. Tyler's at a 6. Travis, you're higher at an 8.
Yeah, right now the tailwinds of industrial spending are helping Eaton. Investment is up for both industrials and then also in the energy segment as well. Even aerospace has done really well, so that's going to help the business. You got to give the company credit for that. But there are cycles to some of these businesses. So if there's some sort of downturn, is that going to slow the business in the future? Probably. So I'm a little bit tepid going too high here, but stuck with an 8.
My 6 was not like in a vacuum. I think the balance sheet, income statement, margins, they all look fine, but it's kind of parlays with how management says it wants to grow the business. And they've said they want to basically grow via acquisition all the way out to 2030. And if that's the case, I would kind of expect management to be keeping a little bit more cash on the books and maybe not buying back large tranches of shares at 30, 35 times earnings. Because when that cyclical downturn does come, it would be wise to have that big chunk of cash ready to make acquisitions on the cheap.
Yeah, because all of a sudden your share price doesn't buy as much as it used to. Tyler, let's talk valuation. How well will Eaton stock do over the next 5 years? How safe is it? 10's a sure thing. 1's a lottery ticket.
Yeah, well, I'm going to kind of take management at its word here with my 10 to 15% growth, safety score of 6. Management's targeting high single-digit revenue growth with some margin expansion, which should get them somewhere in the earnings per share growth in a double-digit range. But I'm going to give it a slightly more volatile, I guess you could say, safety score than Travis, because if we're in the wrong macro environment, that 10 to 15% could get disrupted pretty quick.
Yeah, I went 5 to 10 for the return, so a little bit on the more cautious side on that side, and then a little bit higher safety score. This is an industrial company. It is a diversified company. So just like 3M, Eaton's going to be around 10, 20, 30 years from now. It's just, is it going to be a huge, returner for investors? The big challenge is the stock does trade for over 30 times earnings. I think on a forward basis right now, it's trading for about 25 or 26 times earnings. I would love to get a kind of slower growing industrial diverse company like that for more like the teens price to earnings multiple. So that's where I'm a little bit more cautious looking at this stock.
Thanks to both Travis and to Tyler. They've given Eaton a solid overall score of 7.0 out of 10. But they do have top hits. Travis prefers Honeywell and Tyler prefers Illinois Toolworks. Look out for a new scoreboard every market day at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next up is Universal Display. Till then, Fool on.
OLED is not the cool thing anymore, is it? Isn't it micro LED?
Isn't going to be QLEDs?
QLED? I'm so out of it. Just life. It's just going to be life on your TV.
It's just a hole in the wall and you're staring at the neighbors.